This biography is based on accurate research. Some images are illustrative due to copyright limitations. Have you ever held a video game controller and felt a connection to a world beyond your own? Have you ever marveled at the power of technology to create new realities? If so, you have experienced a vision that one man helped bring to life. His name is Seamus Blackley. He's a physicist, a video game designer, and an entrepreneur. But to an entire generation of gamers, he is known as the father of the Xbox. He was the driving force behind the creation of Microsoft's first-ever home video game console, a machine that would forever change the landscape of interactive entertainment. Seamus Blackley is famous for a simple yet revolutionary idea. He believed that the personal computer with its powerful components and flexible architecture could be the foundation for the ultimate gaming machine. At a time when consoles were dominated by Japanese companies like Sony and Nintendo, this was a bold and audacious thought. Blackley imagined a console that would bring the power of PC gaming into the living room. This machine would have a hard drive, an Ethernet port for online gaming, and the kind of graphical power that was previously unheard of in the console space. This vision laid the groundwork for what would become a global phenomenon. His name may not be as universally recognized as Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, but his impact on modern gaming is just as profound. Before the Xbox, console gaming and PC gaming were two separate worlds. The communities were different, the technology was different, and the experiences were different. Seamus Blackley saw the bridge between these two worlds. He championed the idea that a console could offer the simplicity and accessibility of a living room device while delivering the performance and online connectivity that PC gamers cherished. This fusion of ideas is at the very heart of the Xbox's identity and its enduring success. The story of Seamus Blackley is not just about a single product. It is a story about passion, perseverance, and the courage to challenge the status quo. It is a testament to how one person's conviction can rally a team, persuade a corporate giant, and ultimately create something that brings joy to millions of people around the world. He was the right person, with the right expertise, at the right time. His journey from the world of high-energy physics to the high-stakes world of video game development is a fascinating tale of how different fields of knowledge can come together to create something truly groundbreaking and special. Seamus Blackley's story does not begin in a computer lab, but rather in a world of atoms and particles. He was born in 1968 and grew up with a deep curiosity about how the world worked. This curiosity led him to study physics at Tufts University. There, he immersed himself in the complex laws that govern the universe. He was not just a casual student, he was deeply involved in his field. He even worked on high-energy physics projects at the famous Fermilab, a leading laboratory for particle physics research. This background in science gave him a unique and powerful way of thinking about problems, a skill that would become invaluable later in his career. After graduating from Tufts, Blackley's academic journey continued. He pursued advanced studies in physics, aiming for a PhD at the University of Chicago. He was on a path to becoming a professional physicist, a life dedicated to research and academia. However, a different kind of world was calling to him, the world of video games. During his time in academia, he found a passion for the burgeoning field of computer graphics and simulation. He saw the potential for technology not just to study reality, but to create new ones. This growing interest began to pull him away from theoretical physics and toward a more interactive and creative application of technology. The transition from physics to video games was a pivotal moment in his life. Blackley decided to leave his PhD program to pursue a career in the entertainment industry. He joined a company called Looking Glass Studios in 1995. This was a legendary studio known for creating deep, immersive games that were ahead of their time. At Looking Glass, he put his physics knowledge to good use. He worked on the physics engine for the critically acclaimed game Flight Unlimited, a flight simulator praised for its incredible realism. He was proving that a scientific mind could bring a new level of depth and believability to virtual worlds. His work at Looking Glass did not go unnoticed. He was a key contributor to the Game Trespasser, a title based on the movie The Lost World: Jurassic Park. While the game itself had a mixed reception, it was incredibly ambitious. Blackley was the executive producer and was responsible for creating a complex physics system that was truly revolutionary for its time. Objects in the game had weight, balance, and momentum. It was an attempt to create a truly interactive and physically consistent world. This experience, though challenging, taught him valuable lessons about game development, hardware limitations, and the dream of creating more powerful gaming platforms. In 1999, Seamus Blackley made the move that would define his legacy. He joined Microsoft. At the time, Microsoft was the undisputed king of PC software, but it was a minor player in the gaming world. The company was watching Sony's PlayStation 2 generate incredible excitement, and there was a growing fear that these new, powerful consoles could become the center of home entertainment, potentially displacing the PC. Blackley arrived with a bold proposition to counter this threat. He, along with a few other brilliant engineers, pitched an idea to Microsoft's leadership, including Bill Gates himself. Their idea was called the DirectX box. The concept was simple yet radical. They proposed that Microsoft build its own video game console using off-the-shelf PC components. It would run a modified version of the Windows operating system and would be built around DirectX, Microsoft's own graphics technology. This would make it easy for developers who were already familiar with making PC games to create games for the new console. Blackley was the public face and lead evangelist for this project. He passionately argued that Microsoft needed to enter the console market not just to compete, but to secure the future of gaming on its own terms. Getting a massive corporation like Microsoft to invest billions of dollars in a new unproven hardware venture was a monumental task. Blackley and his team faced internal skepticism and resistance. Many at Microsoft were software people. Building hardware was a completely different business with huge risks. Blackley's role was part engineer, part diplomat, and part showman. He had to convince executives, inspire engineers, and build a coalition of support within the company. His passion was infectious, and his arguments were compelling. He successfully championed the project, which was eventually greenlit and given the simpler, more powerful name Xbox. With the project approved, the real work began. Blackley was instrumental in shaping the console's identity and securing its launch titles. One of his most significant achievements was helping to acquire the studio Bungie. This move brought a highly anticipated title exclusively to the new platform, Halo Combat Evolved. Halo would become the Xbox's killer app, a system-selling game that defined the console and demonstrated its power for first-person shooters and multiplayer gaming. Blackley's vision for a PC-like architecture and his efforts to secure groundbreaking software were coming together, setting the stage for one of the most important product launches in gaming history. The launch of the original Xbox in 2001 was a landmark event. It established Microsoft as a major force in the console industry, a position it holds to this day. Although Seamus Blackley left Microsoft in 2002, shortly after the console's release his mission was accomplished. He had laid the foundation for a multi-billion-dollar gaming empire. His work directly led to the creation of Xbox Live, the online service that revolutionized multiplayer gaming on consoles and became the standard for all future platforms. The core ideas he championed, a hard drive, built-in networking, and a familiar architecture for developers, are now standard features in every modern game console. After leaving Microsoft, Blackley did not rest. He continued to be a dynamic force in the worlds of technology and entertainment. In 2002, he co-founded Capital Entertainment Group, a talent agency that aimed to represent video game developers in the same way Hollywood agents represent actors and directors. This was an effort to give more power and recognition to the creative minds behind the games. He wanted to ensure that the artists and programmers who built these incredible worlds received the credit and compensation they deserved, a cause he continues to support to this day. His work showed a deep respect for the craft of game development. Beyond the business side of gaming, Blackley has pursued a fascinating and diverse range of personal and professional interests. He returned to his scientific roots, but with a creative twist. Combining his love of history, science, and baking, he became known as a gastronaut. Using yeast samples swabbed from ancient Egyptian pottery, he famously baked a loaf of sourdough bread using 4,500-year-old yeast. This unique project captured the public's imagination and was a perfect example of his endlessly curious mind, blending cutting-edge science with ancient history in a tangible and delicious way, showing his unique approach to problem-solving. Seamus Blackley's influence on gaming and technology is undeniable and continues to be felt today. He was a visionary who saw the future of interactive entertainment and had the determination to build it. He helped bridge the gap between PC and console gaming, creating a hybrid philosophy that has defined the last 2 decades of the industry. From the powerful hardware in our living rooms to the vibrant online communities we are a part of, his legacy is all around us. He is a reminder that sometimes the most revolutionary ideas come from looking at the world through a different lens, whether it is the lens of a physicist, a gamer, or a baker.